Hello everyone. Even though the Evolution of Combat is being released in a little bit under 2 weeks, there are still quite a few issues with it, and in this video I'm going to show one major game-breaking bug as well as a few other littler ones. And I'd like to first give thanks to Jimbo. I have his YouTube channel linked in the description, and he's the one who messaged me telling me about all of these pretty much. So this first one, as you can see if you've done the EoC at all, you saw him run up to someone and then use an ultimate ability right off the bat, which shouldn't happen because ultimates require a full action bar, and when you first start combat with someone, your adrenaline is supposed to be drained down to nothing. So in order to do this one, it's a mix of a few different bugs. The first thing is that when you use your abilities, you get adrenaline for them as soon as you use them, even if they don't actually hit. So what you can do is something like this, where you trap yourself on the other side of a wall and you try and use melee abilities on something that you can't reach, and you'll still get adrenaline for them even though you're not actually hitting. You can also keep the person targeted and then just spam abilities while spam clicking underneath yourself. So it tries to activate the ability, but you click and you just stay in the same place, and that'll get you a full adrenaline bar. And another bug with this is that since you're not actually in combat with the NPC, your adrenaline doesn't drain because you're not actually leaving combat, which is the requirement for your adrenaline to start draining. So then you can just go run around, bank, and do whatever you want. And when you want to use your adrenaline, you just go to wherever you want to fight the person, you click T to target them, and then you use the action bar and select an ability. If you click on the person to attack them, then it will drain your adrenaline down to nothing, and then you can't just use an ultimate ability right off the bat. So I didn't get any really great clips of this. I think my max hit was around 4,000 meteor strike, which is still pretty significant. But here are some clips from Jimbo, who got some very nice hits. Yeah, just running up to people. I mean, it's his friends, so it's a little different, but yeah, just one hit KOing them. And that is doable now in the beta. I'm hoping they'll see this video and see the bug reports and fix it before the release date, but that's a pretty major bug. And also, just sort of on this note, I'd be very careful with what you're risking in the wilderness, and I definitely wouldn't go to the duel arena until well after the EoC is released, so that you don't get bug abused out of anything. This next bug may not look like it, but it's actually somewhat related to the previous one. And so what I'm doing here is I'm using claws to do combo attacks, which it's well, certain types of abilities use combos which do damage over a certain period of time. So for this one, what the bug is that if you try and do a combo attack and then you do other abilities while you're doing the combo may override those abilities. So pretty much it's like how you were spam clicking underneath yourself before while you do abilities. So it would try and do the basic ability, and then the combo ability would override it. So you still get adrenaline for the abilities that are missed, but you don't actually do them. So that's just sort of a more minor bug, I suppose, but still a bug. And also just to say that the claw attacks look really, really awesome. Even if claws aren't very good in the beta, I really like the attack animations for them. They did a great job with that. This next one is also a rather small bug, but it's still a bug. So what happens is you use the freedom ability, which allows you to break out of binds or snares or damage over time effects, and it's supposed to give you immunity for 6 seconds. So what happened here is I used freedom to break out of the asphyxiate ability, and then I got bound immediately afterwards. So, well, stunned immediately afterwards. So it's not working quite right. Although that also could be that they didn't want the immunity effect anymore, but they just forgot to update the text on it. I feel like there are going to be a lot of little things like that. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that a lot of familiars and summoning things are pretty messed up right now. For example, Steel Titan in single-way combat mode in the wilderness, you can still use a Steel Titan if you call it and let it retaliate on its own. Also, melee attacks from Steel Titans haven't been adjusted for the new damages, but their summoning scroll attacks still work fine. There are just a lot of issues with summoning, and they have said that they'd like to do a full rework of summoning later, so I suppose we'll have to just wait for that. But yeah, just a few little things to keep in mind. Hopefully these ones will be fixed before the EoC is actually released. So yeah, that's really it for this video. Thanks to Jimbo again for giving me a bunch of information to make this video with. as well as the video clips, and then thanks to Jikkir, Dardan, Kakamile, and 123 for helping me test out some of the bugs. So that's everything. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.